believe witness impact statements are sworn statements, so you may continue.
Yes.
Are you requesting that they be sworn?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hernandez, can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Sure, it's Angel Hernandez, ANGELHERNANDEZ.
And before I ask you what you would like to tell the court, how are you related to Trinidad Hernandez?
It's my wife,
And what about Miley Cruz
my granddaughter,
and Marvin Cruz
my grandson,
and Anayari Hernandez?
my granddaughter.
What did you want to tell the court today, Your Honor, sir?
I wrote something down. Not a day goes by that September 3rd, 2023 is constantly on my mind. My life has changed. It's such a dramatic day, dramatic way. A lot of individuals, when they see me, they say I'm a miracle. And I say, yeah, I am. But I'm a miracle behind a tragedy that will always be on my mind forever. Or I was able to spend 11 months after I retired with everyone that passed away. And when you retire, you cherish, or you look to just enjoy time, because you work so hard in life to, I guess, to achieve that dream that I got robbed of time, because I only got to spend 11 months when I was supposed to spend like a lifetime with them. And I only spent 11 months. I just pray that my family's death is not in vain and justice is served for the individuals that are responsible for these actions in this crime. And I also hope that the state of Florida will do better in implementing more traffic safety, because where this occurred, after this accident occurred, they made this a four-way stop sign when it probably should have been a four-way stop sign if it was in a park area. And the speed limit there is 30, and nobody ever goes there 30. The 10 months or the 11 months that I was there, people would constantly be honking the horn because I'm driving 30, because I'm from the state where I came from, New York State. You know, you'd be like 30 was the normal 25 and 30, but over here, and I've noticed that there's no law enforcement presence either in those locations. That state of Florida should do that. And I just want to read something that that comes a lot on my Google feed. This was about 15 years ago, and it constantly comes on my feed. It's from my wife. It says, "Babe, you are so special to me. You are the man that I married, the man that I love and always love. You are a great father to the kids, and you will forever be my soulmate." So on September 3rd, 2023, that's who I lost. I lost my grandkids, and I lost my soulmate. And individuals will chase a lifetime trying to find their soulmate. And I had mine. Through our ups and downs, we always were good. And individuals' actions took that away. And, you know, I just hope that, like I said, justice will prevail. And I hope they repent to God, speak to God about their actions. Thank you. That is all.
Mr. Hernandez, I just have one more question.
Sure.
What length of sentence would you like to see in this case?
Wow. I would like to see that maximum sentence.
I have no other questions. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
You may step down, Mr. Hernandez.
Your Honor, the state would call Anissa Hernandez to give a victim impact statement. Mr. Hernandez, can you please state and spell your first and last name?
Yes, my name is Anissa Hernandez. It's spelled ANISSA HERNANDEZ.
And how were you related to Trinidad Hernandez?
So Trinidad Hernandez was my mom.
And Miley, Marvin, and Anayari?
Yes, Miley was my niece, Marvin was my nephew, and Anayari was my niece.
Thank you. What would you like to tell the court?
Your Honor, my name is Anissa Hernandez, and I'm Trinidad Hernandez's youngest daughter, and the proud aunt of Miley, Marvin, and Anayari. There are no words that could fully express how tragic this incident has been for my family. Each of us have been affected in our own way. We are still trying to adjust to a life that feels incomplete. Learning how to move forward while carrying the weight of their absence. The emptiness we feel is something we live with every single day. At the time of the accident, my daughter was only 1 year old. This is one of the hardest parts for me. She has no real memory of her grandmother or her cousins. She will never fully understand a grandmother's love. She will never feel the warmth and joy that radiated from her cousins. I remember when I first brought her home from the hospital, her cousins were so excited that they argued over who would hold her first. This is the kind of love she was surrounded by. That is the love that she was robbed of. My daughter will never experience growing up side by side with her cousin Anayari. Close in age, destined to be best friends for life. Those milestones, those shared birthdays, holidays, and simple childhood memories, they are gone. And this is just a small portion of what we have lost. What makes this even more devastating is witnessing the defendant show little to no remorse. Instead of accountability, we have seen excuses. Instead of responsibility, we have seen justification. So before I continue on, I want to make this clear that the statements that I am making, I'm going based off of my experience in education. I have had the ability of working with youth from as young as 4 all the way to 15. I have a master's in social science, and I have my background in youth, adolescence and studies. So adolescence is a critical and vulnerable stage of life. Research shows that teenagers between the ages of 15 and 19 are more prone to thrill-seeking behaviors due to the developmental changes in their brain. That is exactly why strong parental guidance is so crucial. It is during these years that children need firm boundaries, supervision, and consequences. It takes a responsible parent to set limits. It takes a responsible parent to correct dangerous behaviors immediately. It takes a responsible parent to ensure their child does not operate a vehicle without a license, especially with other minors in the car. A car in the wrong hands becomes a weapon. The defendant's lack of guidance, lack of supervision, and lack of accountability created the conditions of this tragedy. His negligence did not just reflect on his son, it contributed to the loss of 3 innocent children and their grandmother. No sentence will ever bring my family back. Nothing will restore the future that was taken from us. But accountability matters, responsibility matters, and justice matters.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you.
Ma'am, is there a specific sentence you'd like to see in this case?
The max.
Thank you. Your Honor, the state would call Sabrina Hernandez to give a victim impact statement. Ms. Hernandez, can you please state and spell your first and last name?
Sabrina Hernandez, Sabrinahernandez.
Ms. Hernandez, how were you related to Trinidad Hernandez?
She was my mother,
And Miley Cruz?
my daughter.
How old was Miley Cruz at the time of her passing?
She was 11.
Marvin Cruz?
My son,
How old was he at the time of his passing?
9 years old.
And Anna Yari Hernandez?
My daughter,
And how old was she?
she was 1.
And what would you like to tell the court, ma'am?
You know, I sit here and I listen to people say they understand and they lost their mom, and you don't understand. There's absolutely no human experience that replicates the pain of a mother losing a child, and I lost 3. So when you sit here and say you understand, and you talk about we're struggling and he's struggling and survival, and it doesn't even amount to the struggling that my family has to deal with. This man lived a full life that my children will never get to live. And so it makes me sick to sit here and hear stuff like that. My children were robbed of their life. I'll never dance with my son at his wedding. I'll never sit there and watch my daughter do cheerleading. The day before they passed away, I took my daughter for a physical. She was supposed to start cheerleading. I will miss out on every experience a parent should not have to miss out on. They should have been burying me, not the other way around. And so I'm angry. I'm angry that I'm sitting here and listening to the sob stories about health and this and that and the third, and it's just completely missing the point, missing the whole point. And when someone does something wrong, it doesn't matter if their health is good or bad. You still did something wrong, and justice still needs to be served. And I just pray that the Lord, forget the court, that the Lord takes pity on this person who still, Mr. Ferguson still has not taken accountability. And that's so cowardly. I'm sorry to say it, but it is extremely cowardly that a man of his age, of his experience in life, can't stand up and say, you know what, I screwed up, I gave him the keys, and this is why I'm here, this is the consequences. And it hurts. It hurts that I have to wake up every day, every single day, without my children or my mother. I just had a baby 7 months ago. He'll never meet his grandmother. He'll never meet his siblings. And it's just, there's no words. There is no words that could describe what my life has been like as their mother, and my family, and what the rest of our lives will be, because every day there's reminders that they're gone. I went from a house full of children to just sitting in the silence. That is, sometimes silence is so loud. And the tears and the tears and the tears that I just see up here, it's just ridiculous. This man is still alive. Your guy's family is still alive. If you want to hug him, you can hug him. Guess what? If I want to hug my children, I have to hug a vase full of a pile of ashes that sit in my damn living room. I'll never smell them again. I'll never hear their voice again. I'll never be able to lay eyes on them again until the Lord takes me. And so I take no pity on this man. Am I sorry that he's sick? I am. And I pray that the Lord comforts him in his bad health. I truly do. And I pray that the Lord takes pity on this man, because it's a pathetic excuse for a man to sit here with your head down and can't even take accountability. That is all, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez.
Is there a specific sentence you'd like to see in this case?
The max allowed in the state of Florida.